the company behind yesterday's IT outage that hit most of Australia's big banks, says a technical problem was responsible for the service disruption, not a cyber attack. A wide range of online services were interrupted yesterday afternoon, including check-in at Virgin Airlines. Now, the source of the problem was an outage with service provider Akamai. For more, I'm joined by Paul Haskell-Dowland, Associate Dean for Computing and Security at the Edith Cowan University in Perth. Thanks for joining us, Paul. So, what caused this outage?
A very good afternoon. So in order to understand what happened, we need to have a bit of an explanation of what a CDN actually is. And fundamentally, it's a mechanism that allows the resources that we want to access, the websites, the content, to be available in a location close to us. And by having it close to us, it's quicker, more reliable, more effective, and gives us a better experience. And unfortunately, they rely on a very well-configured, well-managed system. And at some point during that period, a configuration issue, a software problem, resulted in the configurations being incorrect and the websites that utilize the Akamai platform to suddenly become inaccessible. And this really follows on from the incident we had last week with the Fastly CDN.
Now, a majority of Australia's big banks went offline. Consumers couldn't use the mobile apps or use online banking. Reserve Bank went out. Virgin Australia couldn't check in customers. So what sort of cost would have this been to business and to customers?
So perhaps the biggest cost is actually in terms of reputational damage. So customers are completely unaware of the role that CDNs play in delivering the content they access and the websites that they utilize. And they really won't care. So there's a reputational issue that big websites seemingly went offline. Perhaps you might consider they're not capable of servicing the demand that's using them. In terms of security, there's no real issues from this particular incident. It doesn't seem like that's going to be a major concern for most users, but it will certainly raise questions about reliability. And in some cases, there could well be consequential damage. So individuals not being able to utilize their credit cards. And obviously, there could be issues from the Virgin Australia outage, where individuals may have missed connections. There could well be compensation claims, for example. How
vulnerable are businesses to this happening again? It must be a concern that there's a limited number of service providers, and if you're just using one and there's a technical outage, you don't have much recourse.
Absolutely. So it's the all your eggs in one basket scenario. You are dependent on an individual provider. And unfortunately, most organizations that use CDNs will only use a single provider. So it is a single point of failure. Now, the kind of problems we've seen in the last week are not cyber security incidents. They're configuration issues or software glitches, and they're very quickly rectified. But if I was an organization using a CDN, I would certainly be looking at my service level agreements. I would be looking at the contracts that are in place and perhaps looking to see if I can utilize a second CDN to share the risk across multiple platforms rather than having just a single provider.